Sorry to keep you all waiting. Let's get into this. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Highest grossing film in the franchise, and in terms of video game movies in general, has sales second only to Mario himself, for better or for worse. I've already done a video on what made Sonic 3 so great last month, so go watch that if you haven't already. But the movie is now on digital, so I don't have to feel so bad about spoiling it. Seriously, it's on digital. You can go watch it in theaters, you can go watch it on digital. By the time you watch this, it's streaming on Paramount Plus. Go watch it already. Okay, so with that out of the way, what to spoil first? Probably something I alluded to in the last video regarding this specific shot from the trailer.
This ends now.
Yeah, this is what it looks like in the actual movie.
You were right about one thing. This ends now.
Oh, I could go on about how hyped I was when this happened, but come on! How can you not feel something seeing these two duke it out like that? Especially considering that this fight references both of their arcs throughout this film, with Keanu probably delivering one of the coldest lines.
What's his name? Tom?
But I should probably explain that, huh? Yeah, Shadow nearly killed Tom during the heist scene because Tom disguised himself as Commander Walters to get the key. We all called it. Walters is, well, the gun commander from Shadow 05. Now referred to as Abraham Towers. Anyway, this scene was actually the turning point in Shadow realizing that what he was doing wasn't the right thing. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I love how they draw so many parallels between Sonic and Shadow to make us care about their rivalry.
Because even though you lost her at such a young age, you didn't let your pain change who you are. In here.
And you can do or be anything you want because of who you are. In here.
I don't know what I'd do without you. I'd probably be a totally different hedgehog.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Going back to the Supersonic scene, it ends with Sonic reflecting on the lesson Tom taught him in the beginning of the movie, allowing these two characters to have a heart-to-heart. I love this because Shadow gets to reflect on what Maria taught him as well. Her lesson comes back as a proverb for how those we love and lose are gone, but their love lives on in us. And just to point this out for the record, this one punch that Supersonic does to Super Shadow confirms that Supersonic is light speed just based on the amount of force that would be needed for his fist to send someone to the moon. Sorry, just couldn't help but point that out. I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. This one fight scene also leads into one of the best handshakes in cinematic history, which,
Perfect.
I will say, getting to hear Live and Learn in the background of this fight brought out some of the deepest emotions within me as well. I don't think I've ever been that hyped in a theater before. Except for maybe when I saw Andrew and Toby come back in No Way Home. Anyway, I mentioned in the previous review how there was tonal whiplash, and that's because this scene is immediately followed by this.
I will not try to stop my elders.
Upon rewatching, I have learned to appreciate this scene and find it kind of funny, but Paramount, don't interrupt Pink! Oh, and yeah, they do the SA2 pose, because of course they do, it's awesome. They also do it in Saturn style during the musical credits, but Run It isn't really noteworthy enough to talk about. No disrespect to Jelly Roll or anyone else involved with the song. I mean, it's not bad, I just don't enjoy it as much as the others we've had before. Shadow also does a Chaos Spear as Super Shadow during this scene, which looks cool and is a good reference to the games, but I wish he would have done this sooner so it didn't feel like it came out of nowhere. Don't get me wrong, Sonic fans will get it and it's great, but non-Sonic fans might just think this is some random power that the Chaos Emeralds give. Speaking of the Emeralds, technically Sonic went out of its super form first, so there's an argument to be made that Shadow actually has him at the end of the film. Also, yes, Shadow is alive. Apparently people were going crazy about this on Twitter because they walked out of the theater too early. Guys, there were articles for weeks leading up to this thing saying, hey, this one has multiple post-credit scenes going down to the last second of the credits. It was right there, you guys just should have watched. And speaking of post-credit scenes, I guess we should probably address the hedgehogs in the room. Well, one hedgehog and a metal copy. Yep, Amy finally made her way into the film universe, while Ara farming hard with a broken moon in the background. Joining her is Metal Sonic, who seems to be using Amy's power considering the color of the shot. I mean, that's how it works in this universe. Though I do love how Metal looks spot on, and I'm already theorizing how Sonic 4 is going to go. Leave a comment if you want me to make a video on that, by the way, because I really would love to share my thoughts. I think I've actually got a pretty good idea of what comes next. Alright, now that we've gotten the big stuff out of the way, maybe now I should talk about some of the stuff I alluded to last time that makes a bit more sense with context. Remember how I said that I thought Gerald's ending was a bit lacking? Yep, that's the scene. Also, why on earth is Tails celebrating? Seriously, the Sonic characters in this continuity just have no problem with ending someone, do they? Anyway, I also mentioned how Shadow has a scene where you can tell what he's thinking even without dialogue. This might be one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Oh, and by the way, that's not Godzilla. That's Bio-Lizard. Yeah, mad respect to them for that. And Sonic being pushed to his limits. This was in response to the Tom and Shadow interaction earlier, and honestly leads to some of the best character interactions between
Team Sonic.
How about just team?
all three play off of each other really well here, and it leads to Sonic doing one of the rawest poses ever. And while I'm here, I might as well spoil some of my favorite moments with these characters. Tails attempting to save Sonic as he falls from space is great, though I wonder why Sonic can breathe in space and he can't. Must be a species thing. He also gets to this moment with Stone where Lee Majdoob explains exactly what we're all thinking.
Just gonna come right out and say this. You're adorable.
Thanks.
And gives him some good advice. Seriously, Tails just is the biggest bundle of positivity in this universe. And by the way, since I'm on the subject of Lee Majdoob and Colleen O'Shaughnessy, I have a copy of the poster that was given to me by a friend who works in theaters. And I noticed on the names list right here of all the stars, they're not on it. Like, they have Natasha Rothwell and Shamar Moore, who are only in this movie for about 5 seconds total. But you couldn't get the one Sonic voice actor you pulled from the games, as well as the one human that people want to be in the games because of how good these movies are? Like, come on, Paramount, put some respect on those guys. Knuckles also does well in that scene with this reference to King Boom Boo from Sonic Adventure 2.
What's the matter? You afraid of ghosts?
By the way, since Keanu got referenced in the first movie and is now voicing a character in this one, don't be surprised if they get Christina Ricci to voice Rouge in a future movie. I'm calling it right now. Also, Knuckles gets to use the Flames of Disaster when he...
Great class in case of emergency!
So, you know, that's fun. And as an apology for not even referencing Agent Stone last time, let me make it up to you all by talking about him here. I've viewed some of the deleted scenes, and most of them I can understand why they were cut. Seriously, we were spared from another Fortnite reference. We should all be grateful for that. I can't understand why they cut the scene where we get an explanation for how Eggman survived. Maybe they thought it was too cartoonish since he broke every bone and punctured every organ? But I don't know, you could have at least given us something, especially since it ties into how Stone and Eggman treat each other in this film. Still, I can't sing the praises of this guy enough. His acting is unironically some of the best in the entire film, and some of his best characteristics are put on display this time around, so he feels more three-dimensional. Paramount, please bring him back in Sonic 4. Even if it's just him as an ally to Sonic helping him out with this new threat, I don't care. Do not take Lee Majdoub away from us. But yeah, guys, I know this technically makes it a little shorter, but that'll do it for this film review. I've already said what I had to say in the last video, so there's no point in reiterating all the great stuff here. There are a few minor things like the Green Hill motif playing when Sonic and Co. reunite with Tom and Maddie, Eggman's ringtone being the I Am the Eggman from Sonic Adventure, and of course, this.
Talk about low-budget flights. No food or movies? We're out of here.
For the most part, that's what spoiling this movie gets you. I also wanted to apologize real quick for prolonging this video as much as I did. I saw that I passed 400 subscribers and wanted to do like a special to commemorate that, especially since we were also coming up on 200 videos, so I thought why not just do one big project to celebrate them both. Thank you guys, by the way. We're now way past 405, but still, each new person who joins is a blessing in my book. I think after this, it might be time to take a break for Sonic. I've been doing a lot of this, and I have a lot of videos that I promised to make at some point, so I should probably get on that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in whatever comes next. Have a God bless day, everyone. Oh, and before we go, huge shout out to my theater for giving these keychains out with a ticket to the movie. They didn't expect so much traction, so they actually just gave me all 4 upon going there once. Probably gonna give these out to some of my friends. Anyway, yeah, that's it for now. See you guys.